The first thing we did after checking into our Airbnb was head over to Daylesford Organic. I don't entirely know the full scope of what was at the Daylesford farm, but there is a home and garden shop. Obviously there's the farm shop, and there is a wine stall. I believe there's also cottages you can stay at here. Alright, so here's all the goodies I got from the farm shop. I went straight for these blue leg bar hen eggs. I've never seen blue eggs for sale in a grocery store, so I was really enamored with this and had to try them. This apricot drink became one of my absolute favorite things, and I'm still missing it now that I'm back. Next up, I got these figs and raw chocolate. These were really good as well. Their produce was seriously another level of fresh. I am addicted to olive oil and admittedly a little bit of an olive oil snob, so I had to pick up this olive oil by Layoub. Couldn't resist this tin of biscuits, primarily for the tin itself to have, but also because I thought my husband would like the biscuits to eat in the morning with his coffee. Okay, so this was really my only disappointment that I purchased. It is cacao and date porridge, and I thought this would be right up my alley. Fortunately, it has, to me at least, a pretty unpleasant taste, and so I just didn't get on well with it. Even more so than the apricot nectar, I think this was my favorite purchase from Daylesford: strawberries. These are the most sweet, fresh strawberries I've ever had. Alright, so the next stop on our list was Stow-on-the-Wold, which is a historic market town in the Cotswolds. There are a lot of antique stores here, Fairfax and Favor, great restaurants and cafes, and some great boutique stores such as Penelope Shilvers. On the second day of our trip, we visited Burford. I primarily wanted to come to Burford for the garden center. However, I thought it would be nice to also check out the town and take a look at some of the shops. The Oxford Brush Company was really neat to see. They had literally every type of brush and cleaning knickknack that you could ever need. My favorite store here in Burford was Bramble and Gooseberry. They sell handcrafted scented soy wax candles. My favorite part of the trip was just walking out in nature. We actually took this walk that was recommended by the Airbnb host, and it took us through some allotments on the way there. We saw pumpkins growing, sunflowers, dahlias, cabbages, all sorts of fruit and veg. While on the walk, we came across a lot of wild food, blackberries, crab apples, and also what I believe to have been bilberries, which I do think we have in the US, but I've never seen them. The English countryside is truly stunning. It was the perfect way to spend the end of our time here in the Cotswolds. After a dreamy few days in the Cotswolds, we made our way north to Scotland. I confess I'm a massive Outlander fan, so one of the things that we scheduled while we were going to be in Scotland was an Outlander tour. And during the tour, they took us through what was probably my favorite part of Scotland that we got to see while we were there, which was Culross in Fife. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This village is just filled with so much character and beauty, and it was truly unlike anything I've ever seen. I will carry it with me in my mind for a lifetime. If you are also a fan of Outlander, you will most likely recognize this house. At this house, Frank sees the ghost of Jamie standing near the fountain. Very quickly on the tour, we got the opportunity to go visit the Dunfermline Abbey in Fife, the final resting place of Robert the Bruce. While in Scotland, we stayed at an Airbnb in Edinburgh. I was told by the locals that we just so happened to come during the busiest time of year for Edinburgh, during the Edinburgh International Festival, which runs in August. Because of that, it was definitely busy, but still a little bit more quiet than many of the big cities I've been to in the US. In preparation for our flight back home, we drove all the way back down to London. I was so happy to finally get to visit one of my absolute favorite stores, C. Atherley. I'm a big scented pelargonium fan. It made me so happy to see their little display outside the store with tons of them all in a row. I definitely made sure to bring some goodies back to the US with me. After 9 wonderful days abroad, that was the end of our trip. Thanks for coming along with me, and I hope you enjoyed some of the scenery as much as I did.